This video is sponsored by my favorite website creator, Squarespace, the best place to go when you want to get a domain or create a gorgeous website or an online store. Okay guys, I'm gonna try to be a pro here and not like lose it completely, because the truth is, I can't remember ever being happier than right now. Except for, meeting David, this is the biggest thing that's ever happened to me. Are you ready? I just got a book deal for my novel. If you've been around a while, you might know that this has been a dream of mine since I was a wee little missy, waking up at 5 a.m. every summer morning to read while everyone else was still asleep. Mostly, books about horses and kids solving mysteries and that kind of thing. Fast forward many thousand hours of reading, and here we are. Next summer, my novel, OK Days, will be published by Sceptre. Oh, can we please fast forward to 2023 already? Hello, Jenny here from a couple of days into the future. I don't mean to interrupt, but I just talked to my publisher and they were like, Jenny, the book is available to pre-order now already. I thought you guys wouldn't be able to pre-order until much later, but I was wrong. So if you do want to read the book and get to know Sam and Luke and their chaotic love story, it would actually be a huge favor to me if you order it already now, instead of, waiting for it to be out in the shops in June. Because pre-orders give books a much needed boost and tells the bookshops that hey, look at this hot new title popping up. So I will of course leave some links for you in the description, and you can be one of the very first people ever in the world to buy my juicy, sexy little novel. That's it, back to Jenny from the past. So, OK Days is a contemporary love story set in London about, all the dramatic and intense and beautiful stuff that happens when you fall hard for someone. And I can't wait for you to meet the two main characters, because I spent so much time with them by now and they're quite good company to be around. Now, some of you might go wait, what? Hold up, what about the thriller? Yes, you got a point. I did write a thriller a few years ago, and the last time I talked on any of my channels about what I'm writing, I think it was probably the thriller. But what happened was, as soon as I was ready to send out to agents, I got some very nice reactions to it, which gave me confidence in my writing and my prose, but which also made me go, wait, hang on, I'm writing in the wrong genre, aren't I? Because basically, I read a lot, but I almost never read thrillers. What I do read is modern classics and contemporary literary, relationship novels. So what I feel I should write is contemporary literary stuff, not commercial thrillers. Basically, instead of trying to get the thriller published, I decided to put it away in the symbolic desk drawer as a failed experiment and start again on something else. David almost had a heart attack at this point when I told him I was scrapping 3 years' work to redo it all over again, because he loved that book and think it's a shame that no one will read it. But autumn 2020, in the height of quarantine, I started writing OK Days. And once I sat down, it just poured out. I wrote the first draft so quickly, in 7 or 8 weeks. So it was as if the story had just been sitting up there waiting all along. And this was smack in the middle of the pandemic, so it's not like I had a lot of other things to do. But even though I wrote it quickly and then edited it quite quickly too, it has been a long process to get it to this stage, where I actually have a publisher and a publishing date. The book industry is probably one of the slowest in the world, and for a very hands-on YouTuber / business owner, it has been a serious crash course in patience for me, which I have to admit I haven't gained any at all. Seriously, the ups and downs of this have been quite dramatic, and I've gone from the highest high to the lowest low and then back up again. Let me tell you, it has been rather a big struggle. And even now, getting a book deal, it's still a long time before the little rascal will be out there in the bookshops. So while I'm waiting, I'm just going to have to write the next one and try not to think about how incredibly, ridiculously excited I am about you guys reading it, which I hope you will want to once it's out there in the world. So I told you my book deal is with Sceptre. Sceptre is the literary imprint of Hodder, which is a large publisher within one of the big top 5 publishing houses, Hachette. I know, right? It's a bit of a jungle. But I couldn't be happier to be with Sceptre. They're super selective and only publish about 20 books per year. Some really big names like David Mitchell and my fellow Swede Fredrik Backman. And also Sean, or however he's pronounced, the Icelandic guy who wrote The Northman. but also some super gorgeous contemporary writers like Jessica Andrews and, actually, strangely, one of my very good friends, Rowan Hisayo Buchanan. I'm working with my lovely editor Joe Dingley right now over the summer, and yeah, the book is more or less ready. Oh, and one super fun and very surprising thing is at the same time that it sold to Sceptre, it also sold to publishers in Romania, Hungary and Germany. So my Romanian editor was actually the first to put in an offer, even before any UK publishers. So Romania, you will always be a little extra special to me. So what this means is that OK Days will at least be translated into 4 languages. Can you believe I just said that? Like, what's going on? Am I dreaming? It still really hasn't sunk in at all that, this time next year I'll be able to go into a bookshop in Vienna or Bucharest or Melbourne and my novel will probably just hang out there on the shelf. I'm not sure how much you know about the process about writing a book and revising it and getting an agent and then a publisher, and I'm not sure if this is something that you guys are at all interested in. But if you are, let me know and I can make a little video series on how I wrote it and then edited it and then submitted the manuscript to agents and then to publishers, and how come I went with a publisher instead of self-publishing, and whatever you want me to talk about really. Let me know what you think and if you're curious about any of this. One thing I want to say though is that the reason I've been able to write this book so quickly and in such a deep focus frenzy is because of this job. Being able to plan my own schedule and work things around to find time and energy to write has made all the difference, and of course that's all because of you clicking my videos. And every time you do, it really means a lot to me and in a very practical way to my writing. I hate being all soppy. I am Swedish after all, but honestly, I do think about this all the time and I'm super thankful. Okay, you lovely people, I'm going to take a solid week off and drink nothing but champagne and eat nothing but strawberries and typhoon smoked tofu, because if there ever was something in my life worth celebrating, it's this. It's a fucking pinch me moment if there ever was one, and yeah, I just wanted to share with you as soon as it happened, And well, I guess that's it. Time to get tipsy and celebrate OK Days and go make out with David and just, try to let it all sink in that this has actually happened. Thank you so much, laddies, for sharing this surreal and spectacular moment with me. Love you lots, and of course, see you in the comments. Oh, and hello from the future again. Just a reminder that if you're a tiny bit excited about this book and can't wait to get to know Sam and Luke, you could be a real sweetheart and pre-order OK Days already today, if you feel like it. I love you lots if you do, but seriously, I love you lots if you don't too. Do you want to create a beautiful site, maybe start your own book blog? If so, you should definitely do it with Squarespace. They have great blogging tools to share your stories, photos and videos to make it easy to reach your audience. You can also auto-post your content to Twitter, Facebook or Tumblr, and simply schedule your posts for them to be properly tagged and the descriptions and titles will show up correctly. You can of course add your social media accounts to your site so that it's easy for your readers to find you everywhere. Squarespace also have great traffic analytics so that you can see how many people are visiting your site, how long they're staying for, where they're coming from and what they're interested in, like books or fashion or maybe interior design, for example. So what are you waiting for? Go get your free trial today at squarespace.com, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/jennymustard to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. That's it for today. Thanks for hanging out. Puss puss and hej då!